Okay, we're with Ron Harvey today, blues guitarist out of Rural Hall, North Carolina. We've surveyed 10 of his songs, and we've got another 10 to go.
I can see trouble everywhere, and I can see trouble, baby, I see it in the air. I see trouble, and I see trouble everywhere. But it ain't only here, folks, I see trouble everywhere. Judge gonna sentence me, and the clerk's gonna write it down, and they accuse me of stealing. I'm fixing to leave this town. I see trouble, I see trouble in the air. But it ain't only here, folks, I see trouble everywhere. I can see trouble, I can see it in the air. But it ain't only here, friends, you know there's trouble everywhere. I see trouble, and I see trouble in the air. But it ain't only here, and I see trouble everywhere.
Just heard from a song called Trouble. What can you tell us about that?
Well, that song is one that I actually did. I wanted to do kind of a Delta slide sound song for you, and I didn't want to do one that everybody's already heard, like, you know, Dust My Broom or Come in My Kitchen, those type of songs. So I actually was kind of at a loss of what to do. So I started playing this melody line and this kind of slide line, and as I often do, it's hard to find lyrics that actually go well with the song. So I went back to Robert Wilkins and got out one of his records, and it hadn't had the lyrics on it. So I got those lyrics and kind of put them to this song. So really it's a combination of Robert Wilkins' lyrics with a melody line that has nothing to do with his song. It has a real good feel to it, and I think it's kind of appropriate for the times we're in right now. And I imagine there was trouble back then in the 20s, the 30s. There's trouble now. And this song came about because you asked me to put this tape together. I never played that song before. Like when I was growing up in the late 60s and early 70s, I'd be playing with my buddies. And to blues for us back then was... Everybody played that style, and we've been playing the B.B. King. And you know, different sort of rhythms like that.
And you can bend notes too, all right.
Yeah. Yeah, those kind of slide things. And that's what I started playing. And I just listened to this country blues music, and I bought some of these records, and then I got kind of just focused on it, or obsessed with it actually. In the middle 70s, I was buying as many of the old Biograph records as I could, which were compilations of these musics from the 20s and 30s. I'm attracted to it for a lot of reasons. One of the reasons I'm really attracted to it is, as a guitar player, there's a very unique way these people play. They have no modern influences beyond 1940.
Mm-hmm.
So this music has a different approach. It's kind of like looking to music that was played during the Civil War. It's a sort of a study of old styles. There was parlor guitar that came out in the late 1800s. It was a very popular instrument, and it became so popular that it began to be played by the black minstrels and the people in those years in the late 1800s and early 1900s, and they approached the guitar in a whole different way than we approach it now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a much more of a finger style guitar, more of an orchestrated style where they aren't playing so much in bands. They have to play all the parts themselves. And a lot of the songs that were popular during that time, Frankie and Johnny and different songs like that, had that sort of finger style influence in playing. And I just love that. And that's what I'm into now, and that's about all I play.
Frankie and Johnny were lovers. Frankie and Johnny were friends. They swore to the stars above that their love would never end. And he was her man, but he's doing her wrong. Frankie went into a bar room to get herself a bucket of beer. And she asked that bartender, has my loving Johnny been here? He is my man, he's doing me wrong. Now I ain't gonna tell you no stories, Frankie. I ain't gonna tell you no lies. Johnny was here about an hour ago with a gal named Nellie Bly, and he is your man, but he's doing you wrong.